Well. You know, I'm not happy about this. I'm really not. I'm going to start this off like I started off the other two parts, and that's nobody deserves to die. And I mean that. I promise you, I mean that. No one deserves to die. Nobody. I don't care what the situation is. I don't care what... I don't care about the setup. Nobody deserves to die. If you're a criminal committing a crime, you don't deserve to die. You deserve to go to prison. 100% you do. If you're, if you're a police officer and you wrongfully terminate somebody, kill, and it was deemed in a court of law that you did it intentionally or whatever, malicious intent, yeah, you probably deserve to go to prison too. I'm sad. I was already sad, but now I'm sad for a whole new reason. So it just came out. Basically, footage of the ICE soldier who opened fire. Because of his last excursion, he literally got dragged by a car. I was able to look it up and see that footage. He got dragged by a car and was dragged through the streets. Okay? So ever since then, he's a lot more cautious now, understandably so. And so he engaged this couple. Now, mind you, this couple, okay, see, I didn't know about all these finer details. I didn't. I didn't have the time. I didn't have, I was just basically commenting on what I did know, as anyone else does. But now we have another piece of the puzzle. So this couple, they're liberals, a lesbian couple, driving a Honda Pilot. I guess she had seen, or she had realized, this is the driver, the one who was shot. She realizes that the ICE are behind her, the police. Which, for the record, I guess there is some confusion, and I honestly did not know this myself, but I thought I'd share this with you guys. The ICE agents are still law enforcement. They're still police. If you do not do what they ask, or you resist them in any way, shape, or form, if you impede what they are doing, that would be the same as if you were to have done it to a regular police officer. Okay? What does that mean? That means you are resisting arrest. That means you are interfering with an arrest. That means it's all bad. Okay? So these ladies, the driver realizes that there's a trail of ICE agents behind her. She pulls over and lets what we now know as her wife out of the car, and then she hooks the car to the left, blocking both of the lanes. Okay? So right off the bat, you're breaking the law, because you can't do that. 3 officers approach her, telling her to get out of the car. The agent in question, who opened fire, he has a cell phone. I don't know if it's if it's an issued one from the police department, if it's his own personal phone. I don't know. But he takes out the phone and he records the driver. He records all around the vehicle, the license plate. Meanwhile, this lady's wife is harassing and antagonizing this officer the entire time. She's running her mouth. She's making these stupid quips. Okay? He circles around to the front of the car. One of the other two previously mentioned of the three agents, okay, so this is not the one who opened fire. He approaches the driver's side vehicle and begins to tell her to get out of the vehicle. The other agent who was recording also tells her to get out of the vehicle. The wife and the driver were both told up to 3 different times to get out of the vehicle. Okay? Now, one of the agents attempts to open the car door. Not the one that opened fire. She puts it in reverse to back away, locks the door, can't get in. Tell me why the wife, who again, may I remind you, was antagonizing the officer the entire time she's recording, as she gets back into the vehicle, proceeds to tell her wife, the driver, to drive, baby, drive. Again, just in case you were not clear, that would insinuate to run over the police officer who is standing in front of the vehicle. Okay? And you know what that chick did? And then thanks to the footage, we can now see with a smile on her face. Okay? With a smile on her face, she proceeds to floor it. Now, I had spoken earlier, I did not understand that this took place on just like a normal asphalt road based on the, I don't know why I said road that way, based on what I had seen initially. Because we only got clips from what I'm assuming it was a pedestrian's perspective. Okay, now we have the whole mostly unedited, untampered with video. Excuse me. With a smile on her face, this lady proceeds to hit the accelerator, hits the police officer, mind you, audibly. You can hear the sound of impact and him making a grunting sound, obviously as a reaction to getting hit by a car. And then proceeded to open fire. The gunshots come after, not before. Okay? Again, I feel like any self-respecting human being should be sad that a life was taken, irregardless of the circumstances. Okay? Irregardless. But you cannot go out there doing this weird, I don't even know what to call it, like social media vigilantism? That's kind of what I want to call it. You're recording, like I said, the wife who got out of the car and was antagonizing this guy the entire time has her phone out. She's recording the whole thing. She's going to be considered an accomplice for encouraging her, the driver, to take off. Don't think that there won't be any repercussions for her either. There should be. I don't know. Maybe it's because I grew up poor. I grew up in the hood. And so I have a totally different perspective on life. I'm not some rich white lady. All right? Never have been. Don't care to be. If the cops mess with you at all, even if you're in the right, and I've said this in the other videos, and I don't know. Again, for me, it's a simple concept. They are the law. They are literally paid to uphold the law. That is their job. That's what's in their job description. That's what they do. Now, yes, I understand. Some of them are crooked. Some of them are scummy. Some of them are mentally unwell. Some of them are just a-holes. Some of them are trolls. I can go on and on and on and on and on about the ones that are bad and do bad and propagate bad, okay? Irregardless of that fact, you should not be messing with them at all, especially physically, okay? Okay? I understand they're crooked or whatever, or they're profiling you for whatever reason. You cannot mess with them. It's not going to end well. Not for you, not for anybody. So I'm sorry. I said I was sad because, again, I was under the impression at the time that this lady was like getting pulled over by ICE. Like she's going to get deported. That is the initial thought that I had. That was my understanding at that time. No. White Karen, white liberal Karen, literally visiting from a different state with the sole purpose to come to the Minnesota and cause more problems there. I think the left has lost the definition, or the meaning rather, of protesting. Okay? Protesting doesn't mean that you get physical in any way, shape, or form, whether you think it's warranted or not. Protesting doesn't mean that you block the streets, cause chaos and panic and hysteria. Okay? Protest doesn't mean that because you think you're right about whatever it is that you're taking a stand for, gives you the right to become violent in any capacity. And it's like, it's frustrating for me because I don't want to sound like a freaking, hard right, conservative, Republican, Trump supporter, Trump dick writer. Like, that's not what I want to be. I don't. I like to stay as neutral as I can, or at the very least stand firm on my own convictions and whether or not a politician of any kind lines up with those. I will endorse and praise those things. But the left is getting out of control. Like, I just don't understand how disconnected from reality they have become. They murdered Charlie in cold blood and said he deserved it. People have literally said he deserved it. Okay? Yet, the ICE agent who returns fire after, let me say that again, after getting hit by a car, oh no, he needs to go to prison. He needs to hang up his badge. He needs to be brought to justice, right? Yet the sniper on the roof gets praised as a hero. Am I just insane? Am I like crazy? Like, listen to that sentence. An assassin who murders an innocent person in cold blood is praised as a hero amongst your political party. An officer, while on the job, while on the clock, gets hit by a car and defends himself, Unfortunately, yes, the act of defending himself resulted in the loss of a life, but now you want that guy to hang. Now you want that guy to just, I don't even know what they're asking, to be honest. Probably for him to resign, typical stuff. It's just crazy to me, the disconnect that they have. And again, I'm going to keep saying it till you guys are like sick of hearing it, but like Charlie didn't deserve to die. This lady didn't deserve to die. Nobody deserves. I'm sorry. There is no human being that deserves to die, to have their life forfeited from them accidentally, intentionally. Nobody deserves that. But as usual, I do have to ask the question, what the F did you think was going to happen? How in the flying frick did you think that attempting to run over a law enforcement agent of any kind or caliber, I don't care what department he's with, what did you think was going to happen? Let's say she lived, okay? You're going to get arrested and you're going to spend a lot of time in jail anyway. You know what I mean? Like, that's basically, if she had lived and this went to court, she'd be charged with deadly, what is it? I forget what it's called. But basically, like vehicular manslaughter or, attempted vehicular manslaughter. And then because he's a federal agent, it would like be twice as bad for her, whatever the punishment ended up being. So again, like I said in that second video, like what part of you thought that was a good idea? Here I am feeling sorry for this person, thinking that, they're panicking, they're afraid because they're going to get deported. Like, I could at least have sympathy for that kind of person, but no. You're an effing nut job who literally left your home to come to a different state to stir up more problems elsewhere. Now, I get it. If you want to go out and protest and stuff, and you're like, you just really believe in the cause, whatever that might be, that's fine. I'm not saying that you should just stay home and stay quiet and just let life happen to you. That is not what I'm saying. However, you do need to understand that protest means that you don't F with everyone else around you. You've blocked the road. You're impeding traffic. You're causing problems. And I do not understand how you guys became so disconnected from reality. I remember, I forget what protest it was last time in LA. There are people like honking, backed up traffic, right? And LA's already bad as it is. And then they went and they made it worse in terms of traffic. People were just screaming like, I just need to go to work. I just need this. One dude was trying to take his kid to the hospital. And guess what? Who even knows what happened? Like, I didn't do research. I didn't follow up. I'm not going to sit here and like lie to you. But imagine like paramedics, the EMT or ENT guys, right? The first responders. What about them? They're trying to rush over to save someone's life, and you freaking cocksuckers are holding everything up. I just, like I said, I'm just so upset, and I'm sad because I felt genuine compassion and empathy for this person, because I thought, that's on me because I didn't do my research. That's on me. I'm not mad at you, anyone other than me. I should have bothered to take a few minutes to read or to watch or whatever. I didn't have time. That's on me. But no, it's frustrating for me and it's sad for me because my initial thoughts when I first heard the story ended up being true. My initial thought when I heard this story for the very, very, very first time was that, okay, it's some group of protesters or, radical leftists who, effed around and found out. And then I was like, my friend started talking to me about it. My manager talked to me about it. And so then I was like, I took a different approach to the story. Like, oh, maybe it wasn't that. Maybe she was, like I said in the video, maybe thought she was getting deported or something and she panicked. And then accidentally or whatever, like that made more sense. But no, I was right. I was right, and I hate that I'm right. I hate it. I do. Listen, if you just by some freak chance are listening to this, and you are a Democrat, you lean to the left, please. I'm asking you to really take a break. Take a break from your social media feeds. Take a break from the news. I don't know. Let's tell you what. Let's just go one whole day. One whole day where you're not watching the news. One whole day where you're not on your social medias of any kind. And then at the start of the next day, after you've detoxed for 24 hours, really stop and ask yourself, what are we doing? Really ask yourself if the stuff that you've been saying and regurgitating and exposing yourself to on these platforms, is that helping me? Does it make sense? Is it morally correct? Because at the end of the day, at echo chamber, I regardless of who's, whatever topic is getting propagated, Trump, pro-Trump echo chambers aren't good either. Pro-right, pro-Republican, those aren't good either. Because if that's all you're going to do is sit there and stew in a bunch of, a literal metaphorical circle jerk, and everybody's just telling you the same thing and you just sit there and agree and then you perpetuate it, that's not good. We need free thinkers, and free thinkers are not born in echo chambers. And honestly, at this point, it's beyond echo chambers and junk. Like I said, this is a question of a person's morality. The left thinks that killing Charlie was justified, but this guy responds in self-defense, and now they want him to hang? Metaphorically? How in the hell does that work? I don't know. Oy. Your unk is just emotionally exhausted with this one. Because I was genuinely empathetic towards that lady until I found out the truth. And again, I understand, I played myself. Nobody lied to me and said oh, this, that, or the other thing, blah, blah, blah. I kind of made my own narrative, which is dangerous too. I don't know, guys. That's all I got today. I can't. Your unk needs a break.